What's up, my YouTube fam, my official troll Ken, and the occasional new person that pops in. We're going to be doing a look using two of my lethal palettes. I do tend to use them as one palette. One is all matte, one is all metallic, and one is the #1 balance palette. The other one is #2 intensity palette. And as I said, I do tend to use them together. So let me show you what they look like, and then we're going to jump into this look. So I am just popping them out of here so you can see them. So we are just going to take the lid off. So this is #1 balance. These retails for $80. This one is #2 intensity, retails under $20. I found them, well, I purchased them for my kit because this could be all you need depending on the clientele that you work with. And the reason they explain doing an all matte palette and an all metallic palette is if you're doing a photo shoot and they want all matte, so one speck of shimmer. If you have palettes that have shimmers, metallics, and mattes in it, sometimes the metallics and the shimmers travel. So if they want an all matte look and it's that one speck of shimmer, it will show up under them lights and in the photos. And so I do appreciate that. And they did these where the top row was for light skin tones, the medium row for medium skin tones, the bottom row for deeper skin tones. And I really like that concept. And when I first used them, as you see, each column, the first one from both palettes, purples, and you have like your smokes. And actually, I'm looking at it sideways. Backwards. The center column, you got your golds, and then you have like your bronzies, and then you have, lighter gray tones. And so I did looks like that the first time I used both of these. Each column was a look, and it was beautiful. And then I hopped around. We're gonna hop around today. And so I was wondering the other day, like how, not to say appropriate, but how, if these were really for me personally with my style of makeup. I know I don't want to be without them, and I like them so much that maybe like 3 weeks after I purchased them, they had a bundle deal. So remember, balance is $80, intensity is $200, and I purchased them $200. And then like 3 weeks later, there was a bundle deal. I think it was $149.99 for both of those palettes and a mascara. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna buy these for myself. And so I did. But I have been very selective with makeup in my kit or makeup that I use. And because things have a PAO, when you reach the PAO, if it's in your kit, you're supposed to take it out your kit. These do have an 18-month PAO. And after that time, yes, personal use stuff as long as you want to, but for professional kit purposes, we're supposed to throw it away. And so I didn't even open the ones that I purchased for my kit because most of the makeup that I have been doing was for events. And so they want, themed makeup, different types of designs and shapes, and also different types of colors or actual face paint, water activated or oil-based paints. And so these didn't really fit for that. And so I'm like, I'm not gonna like use this for one client and not know when I'm gonna use it again and then have to ditch it in 18 months. And so it has very much been a learning experience doing makeup professionally. Do I have regrets? Because y'all know I purchased a whole lot of stuff. And no, I don't, because it's all a learning lesson. And it's been a lot of good things happening. I've learned a lot of things, met a lot of interesting people. There's always new opportunities and possibilities that pop up. Now, whether things go as planned is something different, but just even the networking aspect of it, like I am really enjoying it. And this, of course, is slow season because it's freaking cold. We do hit single digits, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Well, no, not really. 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning. We do hit single digits. The lowest we've reached so far is 7 degrees because around 5:30, 6 o'clock, the sun starts coming up. So then it'll go back up to 10 degrees and then a little bit higher throughout the day. But I'm not trying to go anywhere. And since it snowed, I did do a short and I put it as a reel on Instagram of the snow. It was snowing sideways, y'all. I'm just like, what the heck is this? This was some Forrest Gump stuff when he was like, sometimes it looked like it's raining up from the ground. I have only been out a couple days ago to dig out my car and move back into the handicap spot that I normally park in. I'm like, I am not going anywhere. Today, it's a little after 2 in the morning on Sunday. And February 2nd, I do have appointments at the VA hospital. So that'll be my first time like leaving my development. Because I'm like, I have just not try to have it. I'm staying in here nice and warm, and you see I'm warm. You saw I'll put my little hoodie on. I'm looking at the shape of the brows. You see I put my hoodie on, have my little wool hat on. Y'all, I be in here chilling, but in a way that I'm warm. You know what I mean? So when I say I'm chilling, I'm just like relaxing and just, you know, hanging out, doing my thing. But it's been interesting. And shout out to Nina for the couple times that she mentioned something about Julie Ruby, who's a bridal makeup artist. And so her information is helpful, and it does give me something to think about. Some stuff is not relevant because she is a bridal makeup artist and I am not a bridal makeup artist, but still like the basic concepts of what she's saying, it does make sense. And so because I had recently made some changes like to my website and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm not going to jump and do that again. Maybe for next year I will, because even if I change the web name, then I have to go through and change a whole lot of other stuff that's connected to the web name. And even when I switched my YouTube name, because they were putting our handle instead of the channel name, or vice versa, and I didn't like that. I want things to be consistent. So even changing to my legal name, I had to change a whole bunch of other stuff, and I'm just like, you know what, because then it was a different email and everything, and it was a lot of work. So even though this stuff is easy, I'm gonna leave my brows like this, I say, as I keep messing with it. So even though it's easy, it's just time consuming. I think my brows are waving to each other across the street. And we're going to leave it like that. Like, they don't always have to be on speaking terms. Like, we're doing fine. So as you can tell, we are doing a full face. And usually when I do the base face, that's when I will just be watching somebody's video sitting here on my phone. But then for some reason I was like, let's just do this whole thing. So if I remember, I'll put timestamps below. So if you do just want to go to the look, a piece of this, I know I say it quite often, this nozzle in here, even though it's really short, product dries up in there. And so that's what this is. And so then I had to pump extra to get that out and get to the cream. And then I have to kind of like work around it on my finger to get the product to use, because the hard part is unusable. And even if I kind of smash it together, it doesn't work. It doesn't work to make it usable. That's the only thing I don't like about that. But you see, we still use it. So, and I've been wondering if I want to repurchase it. And I do have a beauty bio thing here. Like, I have enough stuff, y'all. I have enough stuff. I don't need to buy anything. I'm on a no buy right now. But I was thinking, like, when I get done with this, will it? And the answer is no, because I have this here, the highlighter concentrate that I didn't open yet. I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember if they sent that to me, because years ago they had sent me some things, and I kind of feel like they had sent it to me and I didn't like it, and so I sent it to no, that was a City Beauty eye thing like that, where it has the tool attached to it. And I forget why I didn't care for it. But I sent it to Bestie, to Grace. She loved it. I was like, okay, cool. Because I like stuff to be used. And City Beauty stuff is expensive. I do post on my community tab when they have sales, because their stuff is expensive. I do have an affiliate code below. I think I turned into a shop my code because they started making changes. And they had told us... that, you know, once they refresh or finish everything that they're doing, they'll send out new affiliate stuff but it's going to be on TikTok. I'm not on the TikTok. So I was like, okay, I just won't. And they were closing down like the entire program. So it wasn't like anything directed towards me. But what she said to me is that they would keep my 15% off code active because being on YouTube and doing the content on YouTube is evergreen, which means they're not closing down anytime soon. So anytime somebody looks on YouTube for, you know, City Beauty stuff, you know, my channel will pop up and they will, they can use my code if they want to for a discount. I will say this though. I'm not one of them people that's like, oh yeah, just use my code. I'm going to tell you this. Sometimes their sales are more than 15% off. And I do post them on my community tab. So I don't look at it like, okay, still use my code. And I see content creators do that. And I'm like, why do you want them to use your code for 10%? Because most places it's 10. So I appreciate that both City Beauty and Notoriously Morbid are 15%. But I'm like, why would you ask them to use your code for 10% off when they can get, you know, 15, 20, 25% from the brand's website with their code? And so that's where I'm at with that. Like, I want you to save as much as possible. Like, yes, it helps using my stuff, but if they're offering a better deal than, you know, my 15%, use that if you want to get something. And also, the Shop My links, being that I have a Shop My link for City Beauty, if they're having a sale, I will still get commission from Shop My if you use my Shop My link. And that's why I like those links, because if they give you an affiliate link and then they're having a sale, but you have to use their code for the sale, the brand's code for the sale, you're not making any coin off of that. But if it's something like a Shop My link, you can get to the website and you will still have access to the sale. So that's why I really like those. Because, yeah, to get the most you can, you know, for your money. So that's my thing. Save as much as you can. Also, I don't believe makeup is a need. I do believe skincare is an investment. And if you've seen my wake-up skincare routine, my bedtime skincare routine, stuff I use is expensive. My face want to be bougie, but thankfully it's not too bougie. Like, what I'm using is not like luxury brands. It's not $200 creams and, you know, serums. And it is available. Most of my bedtime routine is Drunk Elephant. So it also will have, you know, 5-point multiplier deals, and you can use your points, you can use gift cards and all of that. And so that's how I get all of that stuff. Very seldom, if ever, do I pay full price for skincare. So even though it's expensive, I'm not paying, you know, the full price for that. If worse comes to worse, I'll purchase something during Sephora's 20% off sale if I'm in a crunch, or if I am down to like a little bit of the last thing and I'm trying to hold out for a sale, then I'll be like, let me just get it from Sephora, on their 20% off or whatever. But if I can get from Ulta, I will. Their point system, I like a whole lot better. And so that's how I roll. I didn't do the intro. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. The crazy, knowing it's okay to be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how they think you should be. The troll part is not caring too much for beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel obligated to use a certain brand or a certain tool or a certain technique because that's what they're telling you in whatever video you're watching. I'm here to tell you, like, yes, I'm all for experimenting and trying new things, but don't do it because you feel obligated. Do it because you just want to see like what's going to happen. Wear whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look. Ooh, too much powder, even if you're not wearing face paint. So that's what we stand for here. That's our motto. If you're new here, I hope that resonates with you. If you've been hearing it, I do hope it is one of your daily affirmations. Just love yourself for who you are. Try not to feel like you're not put together if you don't have on mascara or a lipstick or a lip gloss. You're put together just because you're an amazing person. You know what I'm saying? I do understand, though, that some people do want to not leave home without something on their face. I do understand that. And what's ironic with me is, like, I'll sit here and do makeup and hang out with y'all. But if I'm going somewhere, usually I don't wear makeup because I'm rushing to get out the door. So it's like... I may have intentions, but because wherever I go, I have to set my alarm clock to get up. That means it's going to be a long day and I'm going to be tired because I'm nocturnal. So even when I work down at events, usually I don't even apply makeup before I leave. I will take makeup with me to put on while I'm there, like in case I am slow as far as business, and then I'll just sit there and play with my face, and somebody will usually come up to me and was like, oh my gosh, I was sitting over there watching you and I really like what you're doing. Like, what are your prices? What do you do? So it does have its advantages, like not doing my makeup before I go to events to work to do makeup. But yeah, so it is just a schedule thing because I am nocturnal, and so to get up earlier than usual, anytime I have to set my clock to go somewhere, it's going to be a long day. And so, you know, I'm just really just trying to rush and get out the door. Look like there's a patch right here. Bronzer and all of that will take care of that. So, that's me. And I remember when I first started this journey, I was, I think we're going to use Fox today. We used Lotus and Swan and the look we did yesterday. So we're just going to, are we going to just stick with this today? Yeah, we're just going to stick with this today. I needed to see what finishing powder was in here. Ironically, this to be a contour brush, my ears just started ringing. I use this for blush. I don't know why I like it better for blush versus contouring. This is the one I use for contouring, which is a blush brush. I don't know why I like it that way. Bronze Fusion, this one down here. So we're going to wiggle it and we're going to put it on. Oh, I like it. And then just feather upward. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Make our straight line. Because you can see my contour anyway. And then when I smile, like how my face is shaped, my contour is right there. So you can see it even when I'm not smiling. When I smile, it's like, pow. So that's a tidbit about me. Because when I first started, I felt like I always need to have on makeup. Because I'm like, I am a walking billboard. But then the places I go, you know, to the VA hospital for my appointments, or to the grocery store, which people always, every time I wear makeup, I get compliments every single time. And so that's why I felt like I needed to always have, you know, makeup on before I left home. Because they're like, oh, I like your makeup. Oh, okay, let me give you my card. But that wore off quick. What is this right here? Is that lines from when I was sleeping? I don't know. So yeah, so that changed for me. I'm just like, yeah. And we're gonna take Amethyst Haze. Just because you can do your makeup well doesn't mean you can do other people's makeup well. And that's a myth. And somebody had told me that. They were like, oh, I let so-and-so do my makeup because theirs always looks pretty. And they did my makeup and I didn't like it. But then when I was telling her about the program, she was like, well, your instructors, do all their makeup really look good? And I'm like, it's ironic you asking me that because you're the one that told me that you believe just because someone's makeup looks well, that doesn't mean that they can do yours as nice. So that was just strange to me. So it's like you say something and then you contradict yourself. But that's what people do. I do it too sometimes, not intentionally. And I think when I do that and when other people do that, that they're just not thinking about what they previously said. We're going to use this shade here as a blush light. This is Lucid Glow, and it's also a blush, but we're just going to put that like right here. And so I find it interesting. I found it interesting, like when she asked me that. Because I'm like, you told me just because somebody's makeup look good doesn't mean they can do yours good. And you told me about the experience you had. You let her do your makeup and you ain't like it. You went home and took it off. So what's up with that? Now we're going to take the highlighter in here. What does that say? Solar Glow. And we're going to use this as a highlighter. And you see it doesn't take long to do my base face. And when I didn't do a full face, I would at least do a base face. But I'm just over it because my sleep is precious. Going back to the excuse me, the brush that we use for the Fashion Fair setting powder. I forgot to tell you two things about me. I curse sometimes because I curse sometimes. We're going to take this same brush and go into Desert Light. This is a finishing powder. I really like this because it doesn't make my under eye discoloration look darker like Dim Light does, and it is just the undertone of Dim Light. And the second thing is an organism named Bruce that lives here in my throat, and he likes to randomly hiccup, gurgle, and belch in videos, and more so in live streams, because usually before live streams, I'm like guzzling water or tea or something, and so it's just like, girl, you need to eat slower. And I am a slow eater, except when I'm like, I have a live stream and I need to eat something, because I'll sit here and, you know, if I'm feeling nauseous or getting dizzy, and I'm just like, okay, my sugar's dropping, I need to eat. I did check to see if they had this as a single, because I would have gotten it, because it would have been easier if it was in a single compact to use all over my face with a bigger brush and having to keep going back and forth in here. But you know, gotta use what we use and do what we do. So that is the base face. Let me leave that right here. Then we're going to take, is that everything? You gotta take out Scandinavia Bridal Formula. Liners for my inner rims and lower lash line, which I almost forgot. And I will also take out mascara. I only have one open right now, which is the Beyond mascara from City Beauty. Because I don't like to have open more than 2 black mascaras at one time. I think we're just going to put this on inner rims and lower lash line. And this is Nudge Nudge Ink. I thought I had an idea for what we're going to do with this look. We're definitely going to hop around. I like to, I'm doing this to see if it's settled in time, because you can see my wrinkles clearly. When they're like, oh, I have fine lines. Look, my lines ain't fine. I'm fine, but my lines is just lines. Like, even not smiling, you see them when I smile them, they're like, whoa, hey. And so I'm doing this, like just pressing down lightly to see if it's creasing within the wrinkle and then patting it out. I forgot what I was saying, which I usually do. So I can pump out a base face in less than 15 minutes, and it takes longer here because I'm talking, but I can bust out a complete base face in like 15 minutes. But that requires me to get up at least 30 minutes earlier, because I'm going to be sleepy. I'm going to be in slow motion. So I'm like, nah, let me just sleep and then just get up and go do what I got to do. So I do this with a lipstick applicator. My eyes usually do tear, so this is just to catch the moisture. When I put on inner rim liner, it does usually tear. I feel like there's a bump right here. Like, what is happening? Okay, so let's prime the eye with this. So I don't have, let me show you these palettes again, because after we prime the eye, we're just going to jump in. And am I going to show you the colors? Yeah, I'm going to show you the colors. So we'll just do this, and I'll hold up the palette as we put in the colors. I'm taking out blending brushes, which I seldom use, so it's kind of weird that I'm taking them out. All right, so it's prime the eye, and I usually do the intro when I prime the eye, so I'm like, oh, I already did it. I already did it. I'm excited about decluttering. The problem is I like everything that I have. And so it's me looking for, which I haven't started yet. The members are going to help me with my lethal BYOPs, because I know I have some shades that are similar to other shades, because I wanted that particular color in that palette. So for all the times I say I don't like dupes in my collection, there's some lethal shades I have like 2 of, some I have like 3 of, because I just wanted a particular color story. But I loved it when I had told you I had 44 palettes. Like, that to me just felt so good, because everything is definitely going to get used at least within, 2 months, and faster if I pair palettes. And I know I've said this before too, that I felt like I was leaning more into my aesthetic But I feel like I'm doing that again, where I am really just using darker tones or murky tones or, you know, smoky tones. I do like my bright shades for inner corner and for, you know, brow arch. I do like that. But I'm just feeling like I want to love everything I have. Some stuff is a strong like, but and there's also other stuff that I just don't want to be without. So then it's like, okay, what do I do with that? So I think, I forget what this looks like. We're going to put that under our brow. This has a hint of gray in it, which makes sense because this is like a gray row. Damn, these are so pretty. We're going to use a color from each row. Are we? Damn. We're going to take this for inner corner. They don't have names, they have numbers. So this is number 1. I often get the question, are Esum shades comparable to Viseart? I say yes. The reason I don't have Viseart is because I had an issue with their darker palettes because of the carmine. And it depends on how much, because I remember having their milieu palette, their neutral milieu palette or something like that. I didn't have any problems at all. And then I also purchased like their dark something palette. Every shade in that palette irritated my lids. So I was like, you know what? And it's cool though. Like I'm okay with it because some people, they can't wear, they can't use any eyeshadow with carmine in it, period. And so to be able to use some and not others, you know, I'm okay with that. We're going to, what are we going to do? We're going to take this shade. This is going to be a light look. I want to use this bottom row because they're darker, but we're going to hop around. So we used this already. Now we're going to come over to this one. We're going to put that, I could use an Hourglass number 3 brush since we're using this for a wider area. So we are going to do that. The Esum number 3, the Artistry palette number 3, it does say pressed pigment palette. So y'all know I wasn't buying that one. Their lipstick palette looks decent, but I haven't purchased that for my kit because I have quite a bit of MAC Cosmetics liquid lipsticks, and so I'm like, okay, maybe when I replenish like next year I will get it. I'm not sure. I had their face sculpting palette. All the shades in there work for me, but anybody deeper than me is not going to work. And so it annoys me that they say it's for all skin tones, because it's not, and they don't realize it. And on one of their Instagram posts a while ago, they were saying how this is a universal palette, all skin tones. And you see my complexion, right? Everything in there worked for me, but I'm like, if you're deeper than me, this ain't gonna work. And so I commented saying, for my complexion, you know, some of the shades just kind of blended in. Like, yes, it was pretty, sort of like Hourglass stuff, like it's there, not there. And somebody from their team messes back, you know, well, you have to use, you know, a natural hair brush, blah, blah, blah. Listen, if the shadows or the contour or the blushes are not pigmented, a brush is not going to make it look pigmented. So I was really annoyed, like, okay, you're insulting my intelligence. And if you tell somebody you have to use a certain type of brush, if they don't have that type of brush, guess what? They ain't going to buy your product. So that to me was just idiotic. There, I said it. And y'all can tell I still love Esum because I have a bunch of their brushes. You see me use their eye brushes in every single look that I do. But that was annoying to me because the darkest shade was a nice contour for my complexion. So you cannot convince me that if I use a different brush, that light shade is going to be dark. Get the fuck out of here with that. Now we're going to come down to, y'all, that shade gave me quite a bit of fallout. And it ain't wiping away. No, ma'am, it's not. I don't know if you can see it, but like there's, wow, like why did that do? You know, I don't know why they did that because usually they don't. How long have I had this? Oh man, The PAO is 24 months. I started using this 18 months. The PAO is 18 months. I opened this September 30th, 2024. The PAO is March 2026. But for my own purposes, I'll keep using it. But as I said, I didn't open it for my kit because I don't use these tones that often. And I have other palettes in there with similar tones. And so I'm like, I don't need to have like duplicate stuff because I do want to not have to replenish stuff often. So stuff that I found that I was not using or that I had not used, I did take it out of my kit. So now I kind of want to do this, but we're going to come over here. We're going to take this shade. And we still have lower lash line to do as well. That gave me a lot of fallout. Excuse me if you heard Bruce in my throat. I have been trying, well, I've been thinking about like planning out content, but I kind of already did that. We're scheduled for live streams 3 times a week. This coming week, 4 times a week. Our live streams are scheduled out till February 12th. And so as far as other content, like just regular videos, I do mostly, as you know, if you've been here, I do mostly just makeup looks. And so it's like, what am I planning for? And I did get a request for a Valentine's Day look. And that's going to be the only one that's a typical Valentine's Day look. Because she said everything red and pink. Okay. Because it's a request. Members get to make a request. Membership is $2.99 a month. And you can cancel at any time. So if there's something specific you would like to do, or like to see me do, excuse me, becoming a member is a way to do that. And I do have a member request playlist. And so if you just want to see like what some of the requests were, feel free to check that out. If I remember, I'll put it below. Keyword if. And I also have a troll play playlist. Troll play is when I'm just messing around doing stuff, different shapes, different designs, you know, using water activated face paints or oil-based face paints. So troll play is just playing around. And since it's the Crazy Troll Nation, yeah, okay, this is going to be troll play. So we're just messing around doing stuff, learning new things, trying new techniques, and you know, all of that, just having fun, playing in makeup. And so I do have a playlist for that as well too. But yeah, if you're curious about membership, click the join button. It will not automatically join you. Because I used to feel like people weren't clicking it because it's like, okay, it says join. If I click it, am I automatically going to be joined? And so that's why I started saying it will not automatically join you. If the perks appeal to you, then, you know, you have to press it again. And the process, because I am members of other people's channel, the process is like less than 90 seconds for me. Process was less than 90 seconds. I have so much of this shade fallout. I'm just kind of disturbed. We're going to take, I should wait till I'm done. We're going to take Mood Light because this does cover up fallout just because it has some, it's not shimmery. It has a sheen. And so it does cover up fallout. And also because this is described as a sheer lavender pink, it adds some brightness under my eyes. And so this does cover fallout. And I don't usually deal with a lot of fallout. It's never a big deal to me because I don't deal with a lot of fallout. But that was a lot. And that's what made me check to see what the PAO was. So we're going to go into our mattes. And I think we're going to use 2 mattes for our transition shades. And so we have on 3 shades from Balance. I like this look. Now wouldn't it be something if, because we use this shade, this one, and that one, what if we use their counterparts in this palette, which would be this one, and then that one? This is kind of bright though to start with. We're going to do it though. Oh man. No, we're not. Well, you know what? I would say inner corner, but it's already bright. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. We're just going to play around. So there's a tiny bit on there. So we're only going to put this like right here. That blended it nice. I usually don't use a shadow to blend another shadow. But it does, it is something that works. And I do see a lot of people that do, and it does work. I don't do it, but when I do, I drink those sakis. That's cute. We're going to put that brush down. Now we're going to go to this one. So we're using the same, the same number of shadows as we did for our lid. And we're going to put this one over here. Bruce, now for real, are you serious? And I do really like these palettes. But when I had 44 palettes, I felt really good. I was like, wow, because I knew everything would get used on a regular basis. And, you know, I was down to everything I really loved. And then I got PR, so that added one. Meanwhile, I had refreshed my Natasha palettes before my no-buy. And I had said to myself, I'm not going to use them until I'm going to crack them open, you know, in January for the new year. So I do have like a week of Natasha stuff that we did. This is pretty. This is also like a there, not there. And I don't want to be without these, but I wonder, like, would I miss them if I didn't have them? Because I don't use them that often. We're going to do a sharp outer V with this shade. And so that'll be the corresponding shades to our lid shades. So we're going to do a very defined outer V. You see that? And we're going to leave it like that. I keep messing with it. So I am blending it a little bit, but not a lot. I do want to blend this up here though. Whatever's left on the brush. Ooh. I like this. And so I do wonder though, seriously, like, would I miss this? And I don't think so. And I did look at this in comparison to the non-dramatic Natasha Eye Sculpt Texture and Tone palette. And there's not a lot of overlap. This I have space right here, and this side I do not. Why am I filling it in? I didn't fill in the other side. I guess we're going to have to go back and do that. Yeah, so there's not a lot of overlap. And then I wonder too about that non-dramatic palette, because is it adding anything? In a way it does. It does add to my stash, especially when I think of some of the Notoriously Morbid palettes that I have. I love this V, but because I filled this side in, we're going to fill in this side. And I don't regret buying the dramatic palette, but it doesn't really call to me. So on the surface, we're taking this brush that had this shade in it. We're not adding more. We're just going to just feather this inward just to kind of blend these two shades together. And so it does serve a purpose. The dramatic palette serves a purpose. It does make really pretty looks. Y'all know I love her formula. I mean, I like her old school formulas. The new ones I'm getting used to, the slip cream, you know, whatever. One of my favorite formulas from her was that's patchy, like right there. One of my favorite formulas from her is the cream to powder. And now she's been doing like the slip cream or something. That's supposed to be the equivalent of that or whatever. But I'm like, I like the other one. But so it's growing on me. I'll say that. And so I was excited to refresh my other Natashas because I love those formulas. The shapes are way different. We're going to take the brush that had that center shade. And we're not adding more to it, but we're just going to kind of blend here. And not to blend, but just to bring that up, because as you see, this black is to my eyebrow and this side is not, and this isn't going to bring it up. If anything, it is just blending it. So let's and I am dipping into it again, so we're just going to go over that dark line like right here. I don't like that I did that. We're going to take the brush that has this shade on it, and we're going to just put that right there as well. And so I've really been thinking about, and it's not even that important, y'all, it's just makeup. But again, I want to like love everything I have. As much as I really enjoy the Esum and the Natasha, I'm like, would I miss it? That's the question. It's still looking like how it looked. So let's just put the brush down and move on. Okay, lower lash line. Lower lash line, we're going to put I'm awkward. We're going to put this on first half of lower lash line, the one at the bottom in the middle, and the bottom in the middle on this one. We're going to take this one. So we are really using corresponding shades here. I haven't done this before where I did what I'm doing now. So we're going to put that first one here. That's pretty. And the only reason I've been questioning the Esum and the Natasha one is because they're not my vibe. They're not smoky, swampy, grungy, goth, vampy. And I can get, you know, dark looks out of here. I would just need to make a conscious effort, where other palettes, it just is what it is. And I can definitely see, like, for my kit, if my clientele was geared towards just kind of stuff like this, natural makeup, it would work. And again, I haven't opened them in my kit because I have other stuff in my kit for that. So, and there are times, I do admit, that I make stuff up, because right now I think I'm at 49 palettes. I felt terrific at 44. Is that a big difference? Like, why am I like, okay, I need to declutter again and get down to 44? You know what I'm saying? So I do know, like, I just be making up stuff. And also space-wise, like, everything fit perfect. I'm not buying extra storage, because if you buy it, you're going to fill it up. And I like having fewer things, because then I'm using my things and nothing sits long without being used. And so that's why that's important to me. And so I did the same thing on the other side, where it created a weird space right here. What is it the light? That ain't the light, because I see it down here too. Okay, something, today is February 1st. Maybe it is because the PAO is a month away. March 30th? Because I don't remember having issues with, like, what this is looking like. And I don't remember having issues, like, with that other shade being so much fallout either. So maybe it is just time. Or almost it's time. Under our brow bone, we're going to go back to this. So we have 6 shades on right now. We're going to take this one to put under our brow, because y'all know I like a strip of bright light. And this is going to give me what I want. Like, look how bold that is. Like, are you kidding me? Man. Let me know what you think about, excuse me. Let me know what you think about the palettes in your collection. Like, is it important for you to be like, oh my gosh, I love this palette for everything? Or are you okay with, like, yeah, it's nice, I'll keep it? You know what I'm saying? And there is no wrong answer. So I'm not trying to bait you into a debate. It's a legit question, because some people, oh, I really love the packaging for this, I'm just going to keep it. Like, whatever it is whatever it is. And so I do understand that. And again, for me, I just want to make sure I'm using my stuff. Upper lash line. What are we going to do? And I look at this and I feel like I've done this before. We're not going to use water activated. My eyes have been really teary lately. And the last time, a few makeup looks ago, I did use a water activated liner and my eyes kept tearing and it ran into my eyes. Like, it was not good. Do we want to do a red? Let's do that. So let me know where you are, like, with your stash. And again, it's not that serious. You know what I mean? I just want stuff to be used. And if I'm not going to use it and it has life left into it, that's when it goes into my Macquarie store. Because I just want stuff to be used. And I only put stuff in there that does still have life left into it. Whether it's past the PAO or not. Because we do know we can use things past the PAO. The PAO just tells us how long it should be good for. You know what I'm saying? So it's still good after, but it's not. And not that it's a guarantee, but it's like, this is how long it should last you once you start using it. And the PAO is different than shelf life. Shelf life, if the shelf life is 24 months, it can sit on your shelf unused for 24 months. And when you get to that 24 months, that item is no longer any good at all. It's trash. PAO is period after opening. So if it's a 24-month PAO, it should be good for at least 24 months after you open it. After you open it is crucial. Shelf life is if it's just sitting. You need to throw it away, or should. Where PAO, this is how long it should be after you open it. And so I no longer get peeved when people say, oh, shelf life is 12 months and it's a PAO. And the reason, if you look on your cosmetics or your skincare, it's an open container because it's after you open it. So to look at that and say shelf life, no, if it was a closed container, okay, that's shelf life. But my line's straight. I do like this look, but it looks familiar to me. It looks familiar to me, so that's why I'm like, And I'm sure I have something in lethal I could do this with too. But I'm going to keep it, and we are going to use it again, either later this month or next month, because I just want to see if any of the other shadows are changing. Definitely, I don't remember this giving me that much fallout, and definitely this dark brown, I don't remember it looking patchy. And so that to me means that the formula is changing. And I do pay attention to that too. Even if formulas start to change, I will still use it if I love that palette. For a 669 palette, the formula was changing, I still kept using it, then a couple shadows started irritating my eyes, and I'm like, okay, I really need to let this go. And so there are some things when it starts to change, if I'm not in love with it, I will just let it go. But if I love it, I'm gonna use it till it irritates my lids. Till it irritates my eyes. That's how we roll over here. And so thank you for being here. I just looked at the time and it's almost an hour. So we got a lip. I feel like just doing a basic lip. Like, what's happening to me? I've been lining my lips more, and I do want to use the lip liners I have, but I have been lining my lips more, whether I just use a gloss or a liquid lipstick on top of it. But yeah, so there's things that I've been doing that are different than how I used to do them. Y'all, I like this mascara. These lashes are longer than the lashes over here. So that's why they're kind of looking like, you can see these are like, they look like they're sitting down, like they had several seats. So like, we'll let the other side shine, but you can shine too. So when I layer it, you can see a little bit more of it. We got time for all that. Okay, lip. What do we got? Ooh, Mold Wine Magic just popped into my mind, but I really do like that shade. It pops into my mind quite a bit. Mold Wine Magic is this shade, so it is like a whatever shade that is. I am not good at describing colors. What? What is this? This is the eggplant shade. Notoriously more of it. What is this one? Gunmetal. No. No. I'm kind of feeling an orange because the eye look is kind of, ooh, what if we do the unseen one? But that's a red. Ooh. I don't pull out lipsticks prior. Red Wine Supernova. We're going to put this on. I remember the first time I used it, I was like, oh my gosh, like this, because it is a multi-chrome. So you see gold, you see orange, maybe some red. The first time I used it, I was like, woo, I wasn't ready. But I really did like it. Janet has this one as well. I'll put her Instagram down below. She loves bold color lipsticks, and I love that because a lot of people just do like the basic stuff. This it smells good too. So there are links below, discount codes and shopping links. Down below. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. This side was looking more full. I overlined by mistake. So that's why I went back and overlined a little bit on this one. I do not like the look of overlined lips because far away it looks real nice. But up close, I can still see their lip line. So it's like I see color down here, and then the lip line, and then color on the lips. And to me, it just looks weird. Because I can tell you overline. I just don't like that look on anybody in general. So it's not just sometimes, but it's like all the time. And like I said, from a distance, I can't tell. But when you get close, this is pretty. Oh my god. This is the unseen one. No, this is Super Wine Nova. So we're gonna go, y'all. I'll do pictures, and yeah, so let me know what you think about your makeup stash. Like, do you just don't think about it and you just keep stuff just because you keep stuff, or some stuff is like, yeah, this isn't my vibe, but the packaging, like I'm keeping it for packaging. And there are some people who do keep stuff just for display purposes. Like after they're done using it, they declutter it from their working collection and they just have it, you know, just for storage or for show in the background, stuff like that. And that is a thing too. So let me know, what's your declutter process? Stuff that you're not using, that you like and you just want it to be used. Stuff that you're like, yeah, this isn't quite it anymore, get rid of it. Or, you know, just, you know, keep it for memory's sake, and or for the packaging. For instance, keeping for memory's sake, I know a lot of people have kept Mel Thompson's Tiny Marvels palette because I feel sad now. Yeah, just for memories, because she was well known and well loved in the beauty space here, and her channel's still up, so her family is still, you know, maintaining that. And so yeah, you know, watch her videos, you know, help the family because they're still here, where they kept her channel alive. And I'm glad that they did, because Mel was a great asset to the community, for real. And I miss her. And I know a lot of other people do too. So that was just a perfect example of, for memory's sake, they're going to keep it. She was well loved in this beauty space, like seriously. We're going to go though, because I'm feeling sad right now. But thank you for hearing me out, and do let me know about your declutter process, because you're not feeling it anymore, or it's just not being used as much as you would like it to, so you just want to give it or sell it for somebody else to use it, or just keeping stuff because you just don't want to get rid of it even though you don't use it, whether for collection purposes or display purposes or not. So that is the question for this video. I look forward to reading your answers. You will see me soon. As always, self-acceptance, self-love, that is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.